Listen closely. If you think you're just fine, you're probably lying to yourself. Look at your life. Look at the way you panic when someone doesn't text back, or the way you sabotage every good thing that happens to you. You think that's just who you are? Wrong. You weren't born broken. You were built that way. Every human being is like a high-tech computer, but for the first 5 years of your life, the software engineers in charge of your brain were just two random people who might have had no idea what they were doing. If they messed up the code, you're currently walking around with a virus that's going to crash your entire future. This is a high-stakes audit. I'm going to give you 8 principles of a good parent. If yours failed these, you aren't quirky. You're a victim of bad engineering. Let's see if you were raised by actual humans or by well-meaning amateurs who accidentally ruined your life. Pay attention. Your sanity depends on whether you can admit how bad or how good you actually had it. 1. The squatting giant. A real parent knows they are a terrifying monster to a 3-foot-tall human. A good parent literally drops to the floor. They get their knees dirty. They look you in the eyes so you don't feel like you're talking to a skyscraper. If they always barked orders from way up there, they never actually saw you. They just managed you. 2. The tragedy of the broken cracker. To a giant, a torn page in a book or an itchy sock is nothing. To a 5-year-old, it is the end of the world. A good parent doesn't tell you to shut up and get over it. They enter the tragedy with you. They sit in the puddle. They mourn the broken cracker. Why? Because if they didn't care about your tiny sorrows, then you'll never believe that anyone, including yourself, should care about your big sorrows now. 3. The secret translator. When you were a screaming nightmare at the supermarket, what did they call you? Difficult? A brat? A loving parent is a secret agent who translates your rage. They say, "You're not a bad kid. You're just terrified because there are too many lights." They don't see a troublemaker. They see a tiny person who is overwhelmed. If they didn't translate your badness into sadness, you'll grow up hating yourself every time you make a mistake. 4. Permission to be a freak. Did you want to eat only blue food? Did you spend 6 months pretending to be a dog? Did you have an invisible friend named Zog who lived in the garden? A sane parent doesn't get flustered. They let you be weird. They know that you have to explore every strange, illogical corner of your brain before you can ever become a rational adult. If they forced you to be normal too early, they strangled your soul. 5. The koala grip. We're obsessed with independence, but that's a trap. A good parent lets you cling. They let you hide behind their leg at the school gates for as long as you need. They know that the only people who can truly stand alone are the ones who were allowed to be totally dependent until they were finished. If they told you to be a big man when you were still a baby, they left you with a hole in your heart that you'll be trying to fill for the rest of your life. 6. The flawed hero. If your parents tried to act like perfect, shimmering gods, they failed you. You don't need a god, you need a human. A good parent is dignified, but also a bit of a dork. They're forgetful. They're silly. They accidentally eat too much dessert. Seeing their flaws is the only thing that gives you permission to be a messy, imperfect human. 2. 7. The power of being boring. A child's mind is already a chaotic fireworks show. They don't need exciting parents. They need a rock. A good parent is boring. They are predictable. They are in the same place, saying the same things for 20 years. They filter out their own midlife crises and dramas so you don't have to carry them. If your parents were unpredictable, you spent your childhood as a bomb technician trying to figure out if today was a good day or a bad day. 8. The unfair deal. This is the hardest one. A good parent knows that love is a one-way street. They give and give and give, and they ask for nothing in return. They don't ask you how their day was. They don't expect you to make them feel successful. They let you take them entirely for granted. The only thank you they ever get is watching you grow up and become a good parent to someone else decades later. So, how did they do if you're realizing right now that your childhood was a minefield of be brave and don't be weird? Don't just sit there. That weight you're carrying, that self-loathing, that fear of being found out, that's the legacy of your giants. It is a global tragedy that we've mastered space travel and AI, but we still have no idea how to make sure every kid gets the boring, squatting, patient giant they deserve.